Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the 105th session of Synergia Forum. And the topic of discussion today is from hyperpower to the topic of focus today is Afghanistan and the debacle which played out last week in Afghanistan.
If we are looking at a certain perspective with regard to US attitude, not merely to Afghanistan, but its commitments elsewhere as well, you see that since, I would say, the global financial and economic crisis of 2007-2008, we have generally seen a drawing back of US external engagement. So what has happened in Afghanistan is very much in line with a certain kind of a posture, a more, shall I say, restrained posture that has been in evidence at least since 2007-2008, whether it is Obama or Trump and now Biden. So I see a running theme in that respect.
But the international implications of this eventuality is that triumphalism that had been alluded to that would be projected elsewhere. And we would touch about those other theaters, how this would manifest itself in the behavior of other jihadist movements and sentiments. And it had to be looked at closely one by one because there are different players on the world scene. But on top of everything else, it complicates very much the Western reaction to this condition, because there has been a debate, a moral debate, and which has been tearing apart Western and American policies. To what extent they factor into their policies concern for human.
What is important for India to understand is that in last about 30 to 40 years, Pakistan and India haven't changed as far as relationship is concerned. But I think in the AFPAC region, a lot has changed. What has changed is that the Americans are not with Pakistan and the Chinese are with Pakistan completely into the folds. The Iran is a problem, and I think America has lost out on the logistic basis which it had with Pakistan earlier completely. And it felt isolated from the Pakistan perspective because there were no routes available for their logistics to have the American troops, supported. In any case, for them, Iran was not an option. And what was left out of all this was Central Asia.
Given the change that has occurred, I'm sure the United States is fully aware that its credibility is shredded. On the other hand, as everybody recognizes, still a dominant economic power, the dominant economic power. It's certainly the dominant technological power, but it's not really clear how it views the world. I mean, is the present administration's policy regarding the US and the world different from that of the Trump administration? Are they just simply withdrawing amongst themselves, saying, look, we can't be bothered too much? It's certainly true that in the area of trade, etc., the new administration has not given any positive signal different from what was given earlier. Now, they have talked about climate change, but that raises a lot of very difficult questions and a lot of issues of credibility again. I mean, will the US do what it's talking about? So quite frankly, we are in a highly uncertain world, and we would be well advised to keep our powder dry and our options open.